Welcome to Social Studies, guys. On the agenda today is we are going to go through our Google Meets etiquette for online classes, review our class norms, our mission statement and goal, our learning objectives, and then I will be reading the Chapter 1, Lesson 3, Texas Climate to you, and you will be completing the Got It and the quiz.
Hi, the quiz.
Google etiquette, you show up on time, work in a quiet place, you use paper, pencil, and eraser, so basically you need to make sure that you have all your supplies and all your materials. You're going to mute your microphone, your video is on, you will raise your hand using nod or wave at me, unmute your microphone to talk, and leave at the end. Do not hang on or hang out. Guys, there are some serious repercussions if you're hanging on and hanging out. People are getting in trouble. You're getting caught and getting in trouble. We get reports now, in case y'all were wondering. Our class norms: be kind, be respectful, and be working. Yes, ma'am. All right. Be kind, be respectful, and be working. Next is our mission statement. You can unmute and repeat after me. You can unmute and repeat after me. Ready? We will work together as friends and family. In Mrs. Met's class. To gain more knowledge, to work, and to learn. So we can all be successful. We will listen to each other and encourage each other. Oh, I did, didn't I? We will listen to each other. We will help each other. And encourage each other. We will make things happen. And show the world. We will accept nothing short of the best. All right, mute. Everybody mute. Everybody mute. Everybody mute. Everybody mute. Hang on. I know some of you have questions. Hang on a second. Let's get through this. 100% of Mrs. Met students will show growth on unit assessment through the 2020-2021 school year. They will accomplish this goal by being purposeful and intentional with their time and learning. Today's learning objectives, you are not going to define the Texas resources and how it affects. I did not update that. Today's learning objectives is you are going to read and learn about, well, I guess you're going to define Texas climate. You are going to be defining parts of the Texas climate and how it affects the lives of Texans, and I will have to change that. All right. I know some of you have questions. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to open up SAVAS Easy Bridge. And I'm going to find the text, and you guys will be able to see it on your screen in the meeting. And then when we are done, you will then go into your SAVAS Easy Bridge and make sure that you have done well on the Got It and the quiz. So I'm going to be reading about the Texas climate. And then I'm going to repeat myself. Then you will go into SAVAS Easy Bridge and then complete the Got It. You will then complete the Got It and the quiz. All right, here we go. Chapter 1, Lesson 3, Texas Climate. Weather and climate. The weather describes the air at one time and place. Climate describes the patterns of weather in a place over a long period of time. It takes many years for climates to change. Climate can influence the distribution of the population in an area. In Texas, this means that more people choose to live in Texas area where the climate is mild. The weather in Texas includes hot days, freezing days, heavy rains, and long periods of no rain at all. The climate in Texas varies by location, but many areas have a mild climate. Do you know what makes the climate mild in these areas? At the North Pole, the climate is cold all year long. Generally, the closer a place is to the North Pole, the colder the climate is. Northern states, such as Alaska, have longer and colder winters because Texas is much further south, it has mild winters. Places near the equator are hot all year. Texas is not close to the equator, but it is nearest than most states. So Texas is generally warmer than other states. Because of its location, Texas has 4 seasons: hot summers, mild winters, spring, and fall. Climate influenced patterns of settlement in Texas in the past and still does today. Most people settled in areas where the climate was mild. South Texas is warmer than the rest of the state. East Texas has more rain than drier West Texas. That is one reason why more Texans live in East Texas. That's why I want to move to East Texas when I retire. Extreme weather. Extreme weather. The Texas climate may be mild, but the state has extreme weather too. Think of these record-breaking events. Hail 8 inches wide fell in Winkler County in 1960. 8 inches, that's huge! The town of Folliot was buried under 26 inches of snow in 24 hours. And back in 1990, the deadliest storm in history of the United States hit Galveston, Texas. A hurricane is a violent storm with high winds and heavy rains. There is a saying that in Texas, there are 2 types of rain, too little and too much. Hurricanes often bring too much. The hurricanes that have the greatest impacts on Texas develop over the Atlantic Ocean in the Gulf of Mexico. They weakened over land, so the coast is often the hardest place hit. When the Galveston hurricane hit in September of 1900, it left about 8,000 people dead. Today, Galveston has a seawall to protect it from high tides and flooding. It has something else to protect it too. Information. Government scientists use technology to track storms and warn people. When Hurricane Rita hit in September of 2005, people were warned and prepared. Tornadoes are another form of extreme weather. A tornado is a fierce swirling funnel of wind created by thunderstorms. The very high wind of tornadoes can rip apart houses. Tornadoes occur more often in west central Texas. Several tornadoes went through Granbury, Texas in 2013. With high winds and hail the size of grapefruits, Sheriff Roger Deeds described it simply as a nightmare. Hurricanes and tornadoes are typically warm weather events, but Texas gets winter storms too. Cold air masses called northerns blow into north, west, and central Texas. These storms can drop temperatures by 50 degrees quickly. Sometimes they bring blizzards. A blizzard is a storm with high winds and lots of snow. Has anybody ever been outside when a cold front has come through and felt the temperature change like that? It is the craziest thing. If you ever get a chance, when you know that, like when you watch the news and they say, okay, there's a severe cold front coming through, and it's like kind of warm outside, and they say that the temperature is going to drop like drastically, go stand outside when the wind starts blowing, and you can literally feel the air just instantaneously go from warm to cold. It's the craziest thing. It's really cool to experience. So pay attention to the weather this winter so that you can experience that. Temperature and precipitation. What causes the climate in one part of Texas to be so different from other parts? You know that places located farther south are warmer. Elevation affects temperature too. High elevations, such as mountains, are colder than low areas. Texas is like a series of steps that get higher as you go north and west. Look at the map showing Texas temperatures below. The coldest temperatures are in the higher elevation in the west. But why aren't the highest temperatures along the coast where the land is the lowest? Bodies of water affect temperature as well. The temperature of water does not change as fast or as much as air. So the water helps keep the land cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. The milder climate of the coast brings a lot of people to the area. West Texas gets less rainfall than East Texas. Rain, hail, and sleet and snow are all forms of precipitation. Now look at the precipitation maps. It shows how much drier the west is. So if you look at the two maps here below, you can see that over here in the west, it's red, orange, and yellow. And somewhere you can see the transition of the east where it turns from green to purple to dark purple. And I'm going to tell you, drive out east, oh, it's pretty. You can really tell it rains more out there. All right. So now what I want you to do is you are going to go into your SAVAS Easy Bridge. Everybody, you are no longer looking at this meeting. Do not look at this meeting. You need to go into your class links and you need to be listening. Go into your class links, find your textbooks, and open up your SAVAS Easy Bridge. Guys, you use it for reading too, so you know where it is. Go into SAVAS Easy Bridge. Some of you have questions. You're going to have to hang on a second. I'm going to need you to wait until I'm done recording. Now, my SAVAS Easy Bridge does not look like yours because I'm in as a teacher. And enable for me to see what it looks like as a student, I have to log in as a student. And unfortunately, I can't do that on my computer. I can do it on the iPad. But guys, at this point, we've been getting into SAVAS Easy Bridge and working on this stuff for 3 weeks now. 3 weeks. You really should know how to navigate it. When you get into SAVAS Easy Bridge, just keep on clicking all your world, social studies, SOC Stu, 4th grade. When you get in there and you check to make sure you don't have anything assigned that you need to do, and then check your In Progress tab too. Check your In Progress tab. Now, some of you have done it and you've completed and you're waiting on me to reassign it so that you can do better on it. You might have to wait a little bit longer because I can't do that when I'm answering questions, right? So for those of you who have access to your SAVAS Easy Bridge and you're not having issues, I need you to get in and get busy.